Hi everybody. So for this next video, I wanted to go over basic searching using Joyner Library OneSearch. So that's just this bar right here. Similar to the other databases that I talked about in the previous videos and what I started to show you in PubMed, this is a good place to start just with a general search for your topic. Once you start adding a whole bunch of additional keywords and look for specific things, you may want to look in other areas like in PubMed, but this is a good place to start. So for your fun theory projects, you have to identify interventions that focus on promoting positive behavior change using fun in some way. So I'm going to be searching using the same example in the previous video where I'm going to be looking for information about promoting physical activity to prevent obesity and obesity related illnesses. Um, to go over something I mentioned before and didn't really show you yet, you're going to be doing more than one search. So think about different things that you need to look up related to whatever your topic is. You'll need to provide information about associated or related diseases or illnesses. You also want to include information about who would be most at risk and maybe additional factors that contribute to that topic. So you're not going to find all of that with just one search. And sometimes it helps to just start simple and build upon your searches or try different things and just keep track of what you've already looked for and where. So then you know what you can slightly change and find different results. Okay. So I'm going to start really simply and just do obesity and related disease. Because maybe I'm not sure exactly what I want to look up yet, and see what pops up with this related to obesity and related disease. So you can see we have a whole bunch of different results here that we're not going to look at in entirety. Filters to the left that you want to know of that will be particularly helpful. Scholarly and peer-reviewed here is only going to give me scholarly and peer-reviewed resources. And we also want to click on journal article here. Okay, so similar to PubMed or other places I've mentioned, there's also a publication date filter. I can either drag this bar here, say I only want to look at things from the last 10 years. I can do that. Or if you want to click on one of the other little options, just depending what your topic is or what your specific assignment requirements are, you could do that as well. Sometimes these discipline categories or subject terms might be something you want to note and maybe add to your keywords just depending what they are. In this instance, it's nothing in particular, but I just wanted to point out, depending what your topic is, it may give you additional keywords beyond what you've thought of on your own. So some other things to point out. So let's look at this one. This would be the title of my article. This is the author here, the journal title, the date it was published, the volume, and the issue number. These are important parts of this citation, and I will go over citations in a separate video. But just to show you that this is another tool, we do have an automatic citation generator through the OneSearch. If you click on the little quotation here and then pick your appropriate citation format is APA for this class, it'll automatically create a citation for you. I want you to be aware of this function because it is helpful, but it's not always 100% accurate. So it'll usually get you part of or most of the way there, but you still want to check against Purdue OWL for the most current up-to-date citation information for APA to make sure that you have everything 100% accurate. Sometimes it omits the hanging indent that you need for APA to be correct, or it might add commas or have spacing off. So all those things will cause you to lose points. So don't automatically assume that this is correct 100%, but it is nice to know that that's a tool. So take advantage of it, use it, but also check against Purdue OWL to make sure that it's formatted absolutely correctly, okay? So to actually access this article, you want to look for like the article PDF or journal article full text online, one of those options. Okay, so it's asking for my pirate ID and passphrase since I'm off campus. Um, Another reason you just want to access this stuff through Joyner Library or the database link if applicable, because your tuition is paying for all this content. So if I had Googled it, I might hit a paywall where it wants me to pay to see the article. Um, so this would be the actual article here. Let me, sorry about my email. Okay. So similar to in PubMed, the article I showed you, you may want to check out the reference list if this is a particularly helpful article. Typically with research articles, there's a synopsis or abstract going over what the study is. So in this instance, it's a summary. Okay. And there are keywords usually under that opening part. Um, so here we see diabetes, nutrition. So maybe we want to search for those specifically related to obesity. But that's kind of the basic options you have through OneSearch. There is a related articles link. So it's going to give me related articles to that you may want to check out. You can also change what you're searching and do this for any of the databases. It doesn't have to be just on the OneSearch. I kind of ran out of time for the PubMed demonstration, but maybe I want to do, instead of related disease, I decide I want to do, and okay, well, the predictive text too is giving me management, so I might want to do obesity management or prevention or intervention or treatment. So any of these, well, they're not exact synonyms. Those are different topics related to obesity that I want to find more information about, right? So you can see I kept them in parentheses. And since those are all one topic related, I'm going to use or to search for any of those things related to obesity, okay? Um, and so that might be a separate search where I'm just looking for that stuff. I could also do um, obesity and illness or disease or condition or risk. So I hope that clarifies that part of it a little bit for you. Um, okay, I'm going to show you a separate database now. Going back to the main library homepage. Scroll down. Okay, so the other ones I mentioned are on that first PowerPoint. Let's look at PsycINFO because that one looks a little bit different. So I'm going to click on P for PsycINFO and scroll down. And here is PsycINFO. Okay, so just this one looks slightly different visually, but it's going to be the same basic functionality. So maybe it does give you the predictive text though, which may or may not be helpful. So again, I would say start simply, but any of these might be of interest to you for your research. Obesity, and let's do risk factors. Oh, see, it gives me all these great keywords. So maybe I want to look at risk factors or management or assessment or contributing fact. Oh, look at this. Okay. See, that's why I like to start simply, and then you can always add these additional things that are related. And don't feel like you have to search for every part of it all together in one big long thing, because that's probably not feasible and may or may not be the most productive thing. Um, oh, just to note really quickly while we're here too, since this one looks a little different, if you want to use or, you can, but keep any of those or terms on that same line. So I'm not going to search it right now, but illness or disease, or does that make sense? Okay. So this is going to have similar functions. This little date bar here, I'm going to only look at things from the last 10 years. It's not a hard and fast rule. It's just what I'm showing you right here. Source types, I only want to look at academic journals, say. Let me make sure it activated both of those filters. Okay, so it didn't do my publication date one. So just make sure that it actually does it when you. Okay, so now I can see 2010 to 2020, so it's activated. I'm good. There are all these different subject headings, which again, you may want to look at for other keywords. So to access these articles, you can see I have some different options, just depending. Don't freak out about the different things. If you can't figure it out on your own, please ask me and I'll try to help you. It might be a technical error, or maybe you just have to click somewhere else. So for this one, let's click on the PDF and hope that one works. That'll give you this whole article right here. Okay, I scooted my screen over so I could show you these options to the right. This little link called a permalink is going to give you the URL that will go directly to this article. So I don't want to copy and paste this one to get back to this article. I want to look for a permalink if that's the thing that you need to do, because that's what will correctly get you back to this exact article. Other things to show you, there is the citation option with this one. Um, Again, just make sure that it's absolutely correct, because it may or may not be, but this would be my APA option for that. X out of that. You can also email to yourself. So that's another option. Let me go really quickly back and try to show you another one if it looks different. You may want to click on a Find It link if there's not a PDF option. So you can see this one looks a little bit differently than the last one, but it still has the same abstract methods, citations. If there's a PDF option, I would say look at that one. And here's your article.